Isn't this region amazing? I mean, it's kind of unknown, and each lake has a different personality.
Oh, this is history. Life is by the sea.
Life is by the sea.
Always has been, always will be.
We are sort of the trip of a lifetime for so many, and your ship is going to dock right out back.
It is the way to see the Great Lakes, which we have certainly experienced these past days. Our Great Lakes adventure began in the city of Toronto, where history meets urban charm along the banks of beautiful Lake Ontario. To uncover Toronto's past, our guide Erica took us to the iconic Distillery District, a living testament to the city's evolution. Tell me a little bit about when was it built, the district, and...
So the district, it started off originally as just a windmill.
A windmill?
A windmill. In 1832, George Gooderham and his brother-in-law, James Worts, built their windmill, and their windmill was for the grain storage. And then in 1837, there was something in the air, because that was also the year that there was a rebellion in Toronto.
A rebellion? You don't think of Toronto and rebellion together, okay?
I know, but there was something in the air that year because things were going on. That was the year they said, we should start distilling. We could make a lot more money. So they started distilling.
Okay.
And it grew and grew and grew and grew. And there were a few things that really influenced this. So the first was that our railroads were booming in Toronto. And they installed a direct line, the Grand Trunk Railroad from Union to the distillery, which helped really, really grow. And it upped their production from 80,000 barrels a day to 2 million.
In 1837.
Oh, this is throughout.
But still, 2 million barrels.
It started, and this grew and grew into the 1860s. Is when they grew to be 2 million barrels a day. So this right here, this millstone was brought from England on the schooner Kingston to the town of York in 1832, and it was used to grind the grain from the windmill. That was the original building.
But there is no windmill still.
Unfortunately, no.
This is a great millstone. I've seen a lot, but they're usually about this wide. Maybe you need bigger ones for distilleries.
Big ones.
This is huge.
For whiskey. Big ones for whiskey.
Big whiskey millstone. I love it. 1832.
1832.
Surprised it didn't sink the ship.
I know, right? That must have been a hell of a ship.
Let's head on. So there was a fire, and that's why there's no windmill. What year?
Unfortunately, it was the 1860s when the massive fire engulfed a lot of the Distillery District. We lost a lot of buildings, unfortunately. However, in the 1880s, the government of Canada actually mandated that we start aging our whiskey for health purposes. And so not only did they build back all of these buildings, they actually had to add more because now they had to store.
But back up, aging whiskey for health purposes.
Aging whiskey.
They thought it was healthier if it was aged more?
Yes.
That's the first I've ever heard that.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was a marketing ploy.
Well, because of that, we've got tons of these storage houses now as well, which really contributed to the district you see today,
And they're all brick after the fire,
They are. Actually, there's one detail I want to point out to you, though.
Okay.
So this building right over here has these massive and beautiful windows. And when you were storing the barrels, sometimes the aging process might go a little bit off.
Okay.
And it would make them pressurized and they might explode.
Oh gosh.
And it was cheaper to replace a window if it exploded than
the-
it was for a brick wall.
Oh my God, I've never heard that
No,
either.
no. So
So they have all the windows knowing they're going to lose some.
yes, yes.
That you're teaching me so much about liquor that the French didn't. Yeah. So Erica, you've brought us in the actual distillery, in the Distillery District, but you were telling me a little bit about what happened to the distillery during the World Wars, and I thought that was interesting. Could you share it?
Absolutely. So during the World Wars, first off, the Canadian government implemented a bit of a prohibition, right?
A bit of a prohibition.
A bit of a prohibition. And so the distillery, they needed to convert, they needed to make something else. And so what they did is they actually converted most of their facilities to now start manufacturing acetone and ketone, which are key ingredients in manufacturing explosives.
I didn't know that.
Didn't know that. Yeah.
And they may have used the kettle for that?
They may have used the kettle, exactly. This particular kettle was used to help mix antifreeze components. Which
Well,
again,
that's not very romantic, but
not very
necessary.
romantic. Exactly. Necessary ingredients to help win the world wars.
Our morning in the Distillery District was a walk through the past and learning about the critical role alcohol played in Toronto's history. But the water beckoned, and it was time to see where it all began on the shores of Lake Ontario. I think you can tell I couldn't wait for my ship to come in.
Jean, welcome to Lake Ontario.
this is how I imagine Toronto, coming in on Lake Ontario. Traders started 1700s, merchants, the city built up along the water, seeing it by, oh, I love it. I love it. And you said Viking ships come from down here.
Yes, we are currently on the docks, and the Viking ships, when they come in on this eastern side, this will be your initial view of the city. It's beautiful. On the left here, you have the Toronto Island. Center Island is sometimes what it's called, which actually originally was a eastern peninsula up until two storms in the mid-1850s.
Connected down here?
Connected to the east where the Viking ships actually come in.
So they couldn't come in that
They
way.
couldn't come in there.
Okay.
You
Well,
would have-
good, they waited.
Yeah. They would have had to come through the west, which would have been a very different view. But it was perfect for the location of the city because it meant it was protected in its harbor, right? So they put the Fort York right at the center there, and in case any ships were coming in that were not as friendly as Viking ships, then they could attack right there.
Perfect protection. This is how the city is meant to be seen.
Truly, truly. We are entering Bursey Park.
Birdsey?
Bursey Park,
Okay.
named after the lesser-known co-founder of Toronto, William Bursey.
Okay.
He's lesser well-known than John Gray Simcoe. He apparently was a very quiet man. He was a bit of a surveyor. He did some surveying work. He helped lay out Yonge Street with the military garrison at the time. And he was also a very gifted artist. He actually had one of his most famous artworks is called Thain Denega. It's a painting of a First Nations chief, Mohawk chief. And the star of the show is this dog fountain.
It. Oh, I love it.
This was done by Claude Cormier, Montreal-based landscape architect. And it features 27 dogs and 2 cats.
Okay, not that one.
Yes,
one cat.
that one's
Where's
one
the other?
cat. The other cat's right there. And you'll notice that all the dogs are staring up at the golden bone.
Oh, the golden bone.
Yeah! But the cat's not interested in the golden bone.
What is the cat looking
The
at?
cat, if you look really, if you follow the eyesight of the cat, you look really well. On the left side of the lamppost, you will notice 2 little birds.
Oh my gosh.
And that is what's intriguing the cat.
I see them.
You see the
I
cat
see the
birds?
little birds. Oh, what a brilliant fountain.
Welcome to Old City Hall.
Okay.
Old City Hall was built by legendary Toronto architect E.J. Lennox. And E.J. Lennox actually built over 100 buildings in the city. He's known as the builder of Toronto. Some of his other works are Casa Loma and the King Edward Hotel. But when he went to build Old City Hall, he was young and he was inexperienced.
Okay.
And it was 1889. He
loved medieval times.
He really did. And he went to the city councilors at the time and he said, please, please, please give me the contract. Even though I'm young and inexperienced, because I'm local, I can build this cheaper than anyone else. I can build this for $200,000 in 2 years. It actually cost $2.5 million. And it took 10 years to open to the public, 11 years to add all the final details and final construction. So you can just imagine what the relationship was like with the city councilors.
Yes.
There was a lot of bad blood, there was a lot of anger, there was a lot of public bad mouthing. And so E.J. Lennox wanted to get back at the city councilors, come up to the front columns with me. And he did this by memorializing their faces, making ugly expressions in these two front
He turned them
columns
into gargoyles.
He did. They're all making these ugly expressions.
I love it. Good for him. And so they know who they were.
They do. They know who they were. They know what their faces look like. But that wasn't enough for him. He also needed to memorialize his own face. And so he did this. And he is just making a regular expression. He's the one in the middle there.
Oh, looking very
normal.
I can't believe they left it.
Right?
How many cranes did you tell me there were in the city? Because I don't think I could count the ones I've seen.
So Toronto is the construction crane capital of North America.
Oh.
Yes. Tons and tons of construction going on in the city, as you can see.
As you can hear.
As you can hear. Yeah, this right here, this project is they're adding another subway line under the city. So the result is, yes, we have tons. We have 235 cranes in our sky.
Active right now.
Active right now as of 4 weeks ago.
Wow.
Yeah, they do a count every quarter.
Okay.
But the second place, because I feel like I need to give people something to compare,
Okay.
second place was Los Angeles with 51.
Wow. So 5 times as many.
Welcome to Nathan Phillips Square. So this square was built in the early 1960s, opened to the public in 1965, was the result of an international design competition which was won by 2 Swedish architects, Viljo Revell and Richard Strong.
Ah.
Yes, very controversial at the time because...
All the best architecture is controversial at the time.
This is very true. You know what? That's very, very true.
I think so.
So this will become a skating rink in the winter months. They put
and
padding.
it's lit for the nighttime.
Exactly. They'll put lights up. They put decorations. There's a holiday market in the weeks leading up to Christmas. So it's really, really lovely.
I love this. It looks like a soft sculpture.
This is Couch Monster.
Couch Monster.
Couch Monster.
Tell me about him.
So, in Canada and in Toronto, there is a culture of stooping.
What is stooping? I've never heard of that.
So stooping is where if you're done with a piece of furniture, if you're done with your couch, you might put it on your curb and someone else might come and pick it up and put it in their home after
So
they
you're
inspect
stooped,
it.
okay,
Exactly.
stooping.
Exactly, they take it off your stoop. And we have such a big culture of stooping things that this artist wanted to reflect this in this piece, and he actually stooped all of these couches and chairs that he made this lovely Couch Monster elephant.
That is wonderful, and I see his name over here.
Yes, and he's preserved it all just by dipping it in copper, so it's very hard, even though it looks like it is.
Jogan?
Brian Chungan. I'm pretty.
22, so it's brand new.
It is brand new. They put it in just.
It's brilliant.
2022.
It's just brilliant. I can tell from the smells. I'm where I want to be. I'm ready to taste. But tell me about the market.
It opened in 1803 and it has been called the #1 food market by National Geographic.
Good enough for me.
There are so many tastes and smells. You're going to be a bit overwhelmed.
Smells.
So one of the things that the market is known for are their pea meal bacon sandwiches.
Pea meal.
Pea meal. So it's Canadian bacon on a bun is a St. Lawrence Market classic that you have to try when you're in the
Bacon
market.
pea meal.
Bacon pea meal.
Okay, where are they?
The best place to grab them is Carousel Bakery, so let's head over there now.
Okay, best place in the best market, the most iconic.
Exactly.
We're checking all the boxes.
We are. We're checking our Canadian bingo card.
Oh, yeah. Pea meal.
Pea meal bacon sandwich. You can unwrap
It's
it.
huge.
It is huge. Should we
Can I open it or?
Absolutely.
And what sauce did you order?
We got the maple mustard sauce because I wanted it to be truly Canadian for you.
There.
That works.
Ah!
Okay.
All right.
Ready?
Ready?
Yeah, ready.
Mmm.
It's good,
No,
right?
that is really good.
The mustard gives it a bit of a kick, right?
It is delicious, and you
It's so
taste a
good.
little bit of the maple.
You do. You do.
So we're at the Hot House restaurant.
We are
Beautiful sunlight day here in the center of Toronto,
right across from the Flatiron Building.
and only a block or two from the market we were at.
Yes, yes.
So tell me what's local, what's the specialty that I should be ordering?
Well, unfortunately, we don't have poutine on the menu.
Now, I've heard about poutine, but tell me what it is.
Really?
Even though I can't order it.
Really, poutine is something you have after a late night out, though. So it's not
How
something
so?
you would order for lunch. Well, it's got potato fries as the base, and then
Okay.
it's covered in gravy, and then covered in cheese curds. And if you are feeling special, you can often add little bacon bits or some green
Oh
onion.
my gosh. So it's like a stuffed baked potato, but over French fries.
Essentially,
But
yes.
with cheese curds, which we
Yes.
saw on the market.
Yes, so very similar to exactly that, or like disassembled pierogies with gravy is another
But
way of
huge amount of fried carbs.
huge amount of fried carbs. Yes.
No, I don't think I'd
yes.
order it anyway, but I that is not how I imagined the name poutine sounded like something French and elegant.
It's not elegant.
It's not elegant. Okay. Well, we're definitely elegant. So, what's looking good to you? Everything. This is the brunch menu.
This brunch menu looks fantastic.
It looks like a menu that looks very typical here, except a Montreal-style bagel. I may have to find out what that is.
Yes, yes.
Great. We're ready to order.
The one thing that is not on the menu here and is not at St. Lawrence Market, if you do get the chance to try a
Okay.
Canadian beaver tail, there's
No.
a shack on the
Okay,
waterfront.
I draw the line at few things. I've done a lot for Viking.TV. Beaver tail is just not going to happen.
A beaver tail
Cut the
is
film
not.
now.
It is not meat. It is not
Oh.
from a beaver.
Oh, okay.
It is. It is.
Oh,
like,
you
imagine.
scared- I just imagine this big rubbery thing.
Imagine a big flattened donut.
Okay.
Deep fried and covered in cinnamon and sugar.
Okay. I'll calm down. I would taste that. I imagined it was really just this big rubbery thing.
that would
That's
not
how
be
much I
good.
trust Canadian palates.
Oh no! What have we done wrong?
Of course they eat beaver tails.
Beaver tails are a delicious deep fried dessert.
Well, we'll try to get one before the ship sails.
Sounds good.
Thanks.
Sounds good.
Sorry for my honest reaction. Okay, I know you said it's Sugar Beach,
Yes.
and this is making the world a sweeter place.
Yes.
So this is a sugar mill.
Yes, so...
Why in heaven's name are you processing sugar here, and where's it from?
Okay, so standing before us here, this is the Redpath Sugar Refinery.
Okay.
And John Redpath originally actually opened up a sugar refinery in Montreal in 1854, but then in the 1850s, the St. Lawrence Seaway was completed, which I believe you're about to be very well acquainted
Yes.
with on your cruises. And so he thought, you know what, Toronto would be a fantastic place. And so he imports the raw sugar cane from the Caribbean and Jamaica, and then he processes it here. And what's pretty cool is that in the morning time when they're doing the processing, you can smell the smell of sort of burnt sugar for about a 2-block radius all around this refinery, and that's why they call this Sugar Beach.
Let's go look at it and see Lake Ontario. She's waiting for us.
She is, all patiently.
I've enjoyed Toronto. I don't mean to imply, but I could
you
enjoy it
have
from on board too.
The skyline view from aboard the ship is going to be absolutely stunning, a great way.
And we overnight, so we can see the nighttime skyline.
Oh, so you'll get the sunset from the ship as well.
This is how the city was founded, this is how the city was developed, and this is how we're enjoying the city today.
Exactly, exactly. And you can see all these boats on the water. You might even get a glimpse of some of the ferries, so...
Life is by the sea.
Life is by the sea.
Always has been, always will be, and I'm going to see it the best way to see it, the only way to see it.
Poutine, distilleries, dog statues, and even beaver tails. Not what I had expected when I imagined visiting Toronto, but Erica gave me a true sense of the city, past, present, future, and the taste to remember it by. But it was my time on the shores of Lake Ontario that left me more than ready to embark on our voyage to explore all 5 Great Lakes and the cities that grew up along their shores. In the next episode, we embark the beautiful Viking Polaris, transit the Welland Canal, leaving Lake Ontario and entering Lake Erie, take a boat ride right up to Niagara Falls, and visit some delicious artisan producers in the region.